Lions got an OC right now, Ben Johnson, the tight ends coach. Johnson coming into his 11th year in the NFL. He's just 35 years old, so part of that youth movement. As a boomer, it makes me sick. I know. That's going to be everybody's take on there. No, it is exciting. My understanding is, and I don't have firsthand knowledge of this, but when they went away from Anthony Lynn, he had a lot of say and a lot of input as far as plays they were running and things like that. And he must have, because now he's the OC.
Well, yeah, and I guess that would tell me if you're going to hire from within along the way. When Dan Campbell took over the reins as offensive coordinator, that Ben Johnson and him sort of worked more side to side, closely, right? So for Dan Campbell to go from taking the reins as head coach of offensive coordinator, it was just sort of a matter of time to the grooming. I like the fact this kid's 35, but he's been in the league 11 years, coming from the tight ends coach or whatever. So he's worked his way up, right? When you work your way up, you know the intricacies of organizations or how to deal with people. I expect him to be good at communication, being able to deal with people. And I think that relationship with the coach is already stronger than even Anthony Lynn's was coming in. Why do I say that? Well, we see the way at the Senior Bowl that he was given an opportunity. So in order to make this decision right now, because of the way the pieces fell, I think that this was a plan. Again, in Brad Holmes, do I trust? And this tells me, along with when we look back of the draft last year, the guys playing, this is all part of the process. So I like it.
Yeah, I like the resume too. Certainly, I know he's very, very young, but started off as a graduate assistant at Boston College, spent 7 years at Miami, and just kind of worked his way through the system. So, the resume's good and everything like that. I don't know.
Do you see in 2019 the offensive quality control coach?
Yeah.
Which means that you get the pulse of the guys and the players and stuff like this and bringing it in. So, again, I mention it a lot when I talk about Michigan, and last year what Jim Harbaugh did well is he got a communication buffer with a lot of former players and guys between the team, and this could be one of those things. Not that Dan Campbell needs it, but the younger, the guys, when you feel, a part of it, because he's not that much older. When you're only 10 years older or less than your players, there's something to relate. And his track record breeds credibility to the locker room. Like, not what's this guy done or whatever. Is that, okay, he's put in the work. We look for guys like that.
And that's where, too, I think in the NFL, a lot in the NBA also. I mean, I guess sports in general, now that I think about it, where just the younger minds resonate with the players more. And we're in a day and age, D-Mac, where players have more say and more control than they ever have. Is that fair to say?
But yes, I would say so. But it's the communication of figuring out, instead of the old curmudgeon or the boomer.
Do as I say.
Go and do as I say to whatever it is. It's the
we'll give you the why.
Middle realizing, hey, boomer, this is your message you're trying to get across, but it's not coming across that way. Revamp the message and let me use my 35-year-old terminology to get to the kids. So then it's, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of times it's communication. What do I say around here? I say all the time. If the communication is good and between everybody else, then the flow goes along. Doesn't mean you run into issues, but everybody's on the same page, you deal with it, right? That's where it is, the communication. And I like the way this fits out. It's a lot. I look around comparables, promoting within the organization. It could be said a lot of the same, where people aren't as familiar with Sean Horkoft in the Red Wings organization, even though he's a Sparty, he was captain Edmonton and stuff like this. But it's that ability where, even though he's a little older, been around a long time, that the relationship with Stevie and that has been growing for years. So to be able to be put into the number 2 role is huge.
Joey, 2 times on our YouTube chat thread, says Anthony Lynn was a run-happy, unimaginative fuddy-duddy. Let Kyle Shanahan have him if he thinks running every first down is such brilliant play calling. I will tell you this, Joey. Be ready for a lot of first down running next year, especially when that offensive line gets put back together. They're not going to be slinging it around the yard, man. The Lions are going to go to, in my opinion,
I think what we saw in the last 6 games, and 3-3 or whatever, like more of the balanced offense, right? Putting Jared Goff in a position where you keep the defense thinking play action, that's where he's effective, right? You got to use his assets, and obviously DeAndre Swift. Jamar Jefferson, Williams, whoever's coming out of the backfield. Craig's there. Craig's still there. You know, whoever's coming out of the backfield, that we will, because like you said, developing on the offensive line. We got, you know, Frank Ragnall's coming back too. I mean, it's like what the Wings are going to experience after All-Star break when Verona comes back.
It's a guaranteed top 10 offensive line next year. Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
And look at the way they ran the
golden
football.
rule right there.
No, they ran the football in ways that they have never ran the football before last year. That was even through the injury.
You're right.
So what do you think is going to be the case when they're all back?
I like what you're selling me here, bro. It smells great. I'm all in. Now we'll wait and see. I just like the pieces of the puzzle and the foundation that are being put together. And these are guys that are there. You're not going out and going, hey, we need this guy from this organization, this guy, right? We're beyond that now. It makes me feel good because it makes me feel like when I watch the Red Wings and Steve Eisman bringing back Nick Lidstrom and Pat Verbeek moving on, but having an answer for it. So that's what responsible, disciplined teams do. And
Alex Haggerty brings up a good point, too, in our YouTube chat thread. He says, also, Ben Johnson isn't a, quote, Dan Campbell guy. He was hired by Patricia, so there's no favoritism being shown to that. And you know what? I do like that.
Absolutely.
That's what I like about Holmes and what Dan Campbell has done with that. I honestly believe, and I think this is something that's big, because for me, in places that I've worked, it's something that I've always bought into. When the guy up top or the boss, when they don't care about the control, they don't care, quote, whose guy it is, they don't care about any of that stuff. Those are the people I vibe with, man.
Right, because it's about doing the job. He's the best qualified guy for the job, and at the time, to me, it tells you more about this guy because he was kept on after what Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn did here. So it speaks to the person and the maturity at even a younger level, which even gets me more excited because that you're dealing with culture.
Right. Rack says running on first down is okay if you actually establish a good running game. Running for 4 to 5 yards is different than running to 0 to 1 yards. Spearwalker 77 does running on first down really matter if you go for it on fourth down as much as we do. And those are questions, I think, where, to me, I think you'll see it because it's a strength. Because I believe it's a true strength that the Lions will have next year, especially with that offensive line being back, because you can't handicap the injuries. And just the success that they had running the football, I think if anything else, D-Mac, it'll lead to more going forward on fourth down, as long as the analytics support it. Like 4th and 1s, 4th and 2s. Go for it every single time, man. You know where I stand with it.
You know he's not afraid to put all his chips in the middle. He's all in at any moment. But it's being smart, and it's you look at. See, what we're talking about, whether they do or they don't, is having the option, right? And I think that you saw the development of Amon-Ra St. Brown, being that Cooper Kupp-ish, Julian Edelman slot receiver, which, when your play action is peaking, anybody's play action is peaking, right? That starts from your running game, and that makes you an asset. So whether it's a short pass, whatever they do, the object is to throw the defense off balance. And when they need to run, they run it better than they even did last year because they ran it differently.
Hey, you made it all the way through. I'm so proud of you. Why don't you make me more proud? Like, subscribe, and watch another video.